The world abounds in change through man's ability.
So I realized the other day that I missed a trick. And I realized it about 7 years too late.
Okay.
I told Casey about it. I said, Casey, we should have done an actual, like, wedding reception with, like, name cards and, like, invited more people. Because then that way we could have Ken and Josh and Dee sat near us. And we could have Jordan almonds at all the place settings.
Could have had what?
Jordan almonds.
Okay.
You know what those are?
No.
Oh, they're like the almonds with the candy coating.
Okay.
Traditionally, they give them out at weddings.
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't get to go to many weddings.
You don't know what Jordan almonds are?
And I've never had almonds at any wedding I've been to.
Well, you've been to better weddings. Because they're honestly not all that great. Especially if you don't have teeth. They're literally impossible to eat without teeth.
I have absolutely not had an almond at a wedding.
Yeah, Ken's wedding was the first wedding I'd been to in like 25 years.
Well, anywho, we would put out Jordan almonds, and we would normally not do Jordan almonds, but just for this, we would. So at Dee's place setting, we'd have her name card, and then there would be a little note on the Jordan almonds that would say, "Hey Dee, don't show this note to anybody, and you can't say it out loud, but these are Dee's nuts." And the first person you get to acknowledge that out loud, without saying it yourself, gets $500.
Yeah, I would have absolutely.
It would have been one of the two.
$500.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
As soon as I saw Deets, I'm not
Yeah.
like, Deets nuts.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the note's on the almonds, so she would see it before.
Well, I
she ate
100%
them.
know I would catch it, and he's quicker than me. So.
Well, so I was thinking, what would happen would be she would read the note, and then she'd be like, Kenneth, what are these? These are mine. What are these? And Josh would be like, ha, these nuts.
Yeah,
and she'd be like, fuck.
That's exactly what would have happened.
And then Josh would get $500.
That's exactly what it would have happened.
And I'm like, that would be 100% worth $500 to me, just to see that play out. And everybody else would have loved it too. If for no other reason than to see Dee panically trying to get you to say D's nuts.
Yes. That's what she did. Fantasy football with some of the girls from work. And she's like, what can my name be? And I was like, D's nuts? And she was like, no. I was like, that's what your name is. Give me the... Because they did it on some app.
No.
Yeah.
These are teachers we're talking about.
No, it was
No.
lodge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, your name is D's nuts. Did you put it in that
Yeah.
way?
Oh, yeah.
But now she's got to win.
I don't think she won. I don't remember.
You can't be D's nuts and do shitty in the fantasy football league. Man, I genuinely don't even really understand how fantasy football works. Do you just like take the combined stats of all of the players on your team?
You pick your you pick your guys, and then if your guy contributes to a touchdown or something,
you get points.
You get points, yeah. And then like this week, Doug's team and my team are going, and then all of the stats that are tracked through all the guys that I've selected on my team for that game versus yours.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
I won some decent money in fantasy sports.
It doesn't sound all that fun.
If you're into it, it probably is.
Do you at least role play it?
Probably got no.
I know you don't, but that's a real funny image, isn't it?
I mean, what would you would you role play as the coach?
Oh no, you have to role play the whole team.
Oh, I was gonna see. Yeah, well, like I would role play as the coach, but I would be like not the head coach. I'd be like the pitching coach. So like every 5 or so innings, I just walk across the room, pretend to talk to somebody, and go back and sit down.
That's not bad.
I must have talked about it on here.
Yeah.
Like back when it happened, but I was in a fantasy hockey league with
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I know you talked
bunch
about
of
it.
his friends, and the first season, like, I just absolutely fucking destroyed them because like you get so many like roster moves each week. So I would take advantage of those roster moves. Like instead of like picking the best players and hanging on to them like all season, you know, I took like 2 okay-ish players, and I would drop those players to pick up other players to make sure I had more games played than other people. Totally in the rules.
Yeah.
You know, you have a certain amount of moves you can make each week. And
Well, it would be a bummer if your players were injured or something and they were just out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that case, you have like IR spots, like injured reserve.
Oh, okay.
You know, you could drop them to that and pick up, you know, healthy players. But like, I would just, I'd play the stats. You know, I'm like, okay, I know that I can get more games out of it because these guys play like 4 games this week, and the guys I'm dropping might only play like 2 games this week. So every week I would do that shit. There was no movement cap on the season. It was just like 7 roster moves a week.
That seems generous.
I took advantage of that. And at the end of that season, I won like $150. Just completely like steamrolled the league. The next season, like, they had decided to put a rule in place saying, all right, you can only have 3 roster moves now.
A week or for the season?
A week.
Okay.
And they capped the season moves as well. So I was like, well, that's kind of fucking shitty because anyone could have done that.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, Josh actually tried to win, and he fucking shit all over us, so we're going to punish him. And I forget what I did that season, but I did something else they didn't like. And I ended up winning that season too. And I rose a stink that season because, like, there were like 2 or 3 people that just fucked off and quit playing. And you didn't really know if they'd like totally fucked off because they could like auto set their rosters and stuff. But you know, I would send them like trade offers, and I would send them like fair trade offers, and I would never hear back. And then one of their buddies would be like, "Hey, here's this like shit 3rd, 4th line player for Sidney Crosby, or you know, some like straight up star."
Yeah.
And you'd see the fucking trade go through and be like pending, and I was like, "No, okay, this is fucked up because you got people who aren't even playing a game anymore, and they're just feeding like the best players to their friends for nothing." So they ended up going back and vetoing all those trades, and it turned into like a big, well, now we need a trade commission.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, yo, you know what? We do, because you guys are fucking cheating. End of that season, I fucking won again. I won like $250 that year. And then the next year, they changed the rules again. I forget what I did that year to like get the edge, but they're like, all right, we're gonna fucking shut him down again. And I was just fucking salty about it at that point. So I hadn't paid my dues, and I waited till like 2 days before the draft, and I was like, you know what, I don't like the new rules you guys are putting in. I'm not gonna play. So it just totally fucked their season.
Yeah.
Because odd amount of teams, like,
What are you gonna do?
yeah.
And I'm guessing you had already picked your roster.
No.
Oh, no, you
was
do
when
that
the draft
after.
was coming up, yeah.
Okay.
No, you know what? That was right. I did pick my roster, and it wasn't a great roster. And I think that was the issue, because they were like, we can't give anyone this team. I'm like, yeah, not my problem.
Oh, yeah, because nobody's going to join with it and pick up an absolute shit team.
Yeah.
And really
I
the-
just remember being real salty at that point.
I remember, yeah.
It's just kind of amazing because what it really comes down to is none of them were smart enough to play it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody put in the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're using rules that allow you to gain a competitive advantage if you're willing to do it, and none of them wanted to do it, or maybe like honestly, I don't think that what was his name, Tyler Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was smart enough to do that. I'm assuming he knew his hockey because he's Canadian.
He does know his hockey, but he is a gigantic Maple Leafs fan, so he just tended to think the Maple Leafs were always going to do a little better than everyone.
Oh.
And the Maple Leafs, they had like 2 or 3 players that were good.
I don't know much about hockey, but I've never heard anybody insinuate that the Maple Leafs are among the best.
Well, you can't play it as a fan. You got to play it as somebody's paying you to get this team to win, like the general manager of the actual team. That's how you got to play it.
Like of course, I'm a Flyers fan, but I know which Flyers are worth picking up. If they're not there, I'm not just gonna pick up a Flyer.
I've seen you and Tony Stewart bitch about picks for the Flyers or trades from the Flyers any number of times. Yeah. Like it's funny because you probably do know what's best for the team more than the coaches do.
I haven't even watched them in like the last 2 or 3 years. They signed this like racist shitbag.
Oh, I remember that.
When that happened, I was like, you know what? This team, man, I don't fucking care.
How does Gritty feel
watch
about
them again
this?
until I imagine Gritty's not too thrilled, but then again,
they got a gag order on Gritty.
I think Gritty follows a different set of rules than the rest of us.
He does, but he does seem to be explicitly anti-racism.
Yeah, he pretty much is.
So, like, I can't even make fun of Gritty anymore.
Good quality to have in a mascot.
Yeah,
and they did finally turn around and get rid of that guy.
Yeah,
and they got rid of another racist piece of shit that they brought onto the team, and so it's like they at least cleaned up there.
But then you got to rebuild the team too.
Yeah, the team is absolute garbage.
Yeah. They're the only Philly team that didn't make it in the playoffs last year when every other team did. Or didn't make it to the... I don't remember if the Sixers made it to the finals or not, but every other Philly team made it to like at least the semifinals. Like Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, Phillies made it to the World Series, Sixers made it really high up.
Sixers
and the Flyers... Nobody talked about them.
Which on one hand is because hockey, but on the other hand because the Flyers are just shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Flyers, but the Flyers are not a good hockey team right now. They brought in a general manager who just tore that team apart and gave out a bunch of bad contracts, and they're terrible.
I was gonna say like the Mighty Ducks, but they're an actual team now. So
the Mighty Ducks won Stanley Cups more recently than the Flyers.
Well, I was referring to the movie Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, them too.
They're just picking up cups left and right. Those kids with Emilio Estevez, I think was the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
they canceled that series because he didn't want to comply with the COVID restrictions.
Because Emilio didn't?
Yeah.
Wow, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Not only is he being a dickbag about COVID, but he got the show canceled over it.
I think they did one season without him. There was like, yeah, no.
Huh.
That sucks, because you don't really hear anything about that guy.
Right?
Yeah.
You hear like, oh, shit. You're one of them.
And it sucks because one of my favorite movies is one of his like early star vehicles too.
Yeah, right. Breakfast Club.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Hulk Hogan turned out to be a piece of shit, so you can't really break my heart any harder than that.
I don't know how you look at Hulk Hogan and not just know that's a piece of shit.
Oh, when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan was the coolest. He was Mr. Mom?
Yeah. No, that was Michael Keaton.
All right, so what was the one with Hulk Hogan? He was Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commando.
But that's not what I'm thinking of.
Like a nanny? Some kind of nanny thing?
Yeah. Hey, Google, what was the movie where Hulk Hogan was a nanny?
Mr. Nanny.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, your Google is...
It's like, you want to watch? No, just tell me.
Does anybody?
Nobody. That's probably streaming for free on Tubi right
Yeah.
now.
Oh man, the movies, Tubi's streams.
Let's find out.
I got to watch the.
Oh, no, it's not going to load.
I got to watch an episode of the RoboCop television show on Tubi.
Oh.
Wow, I remember that.
Whew,
That was terrible, wasn't it?
That was terrible.
Oof.
In all fairness, though, like nothing after RoboCop 1 was really.
No. I mean, when you shoot a guy in the dick.
Yeah.
It's hard to top that. Speaking of things that are always funny, I thought about you, Ken.
You did?
The other day. I was
What?
watching a Game Grumps video. There's a band called Space Bear.
Okay.
It's kind of pronounced like Space Bear, but it's SBASS Bear, because they're real funky bassists.
Bear. Okay.
Space Bear. And they've done a couple of videos before, like compilations of them turning Game Grumps singing on their show into actual songs with like good music, and they're really, really funny. Like, they edit it to make it as funny as possible, obviously. And the third one just went up the other day, and they did a song that was like advertising a medication, and I don't remember which one it was. But at one point, Dan's just like singing a list of possible side effects.
Yeah.
And one of the last ones he said was just farting. And I'm like, I don't know why that's so funny, but it really is. Ken would love this. And then as soon as that part of the video, because it was Game Grumps reacting to this video, which honestly makes it even funnier because they don't remember any of this shit. They don't remember a damn thing that comes out of them. It's like me doing the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
And as soon as that part was over, they paused it, and Dan's just like, fucking farting got me. Like, in what world would you see a list of side effects and it says farting? I like it. Yeah. So apparently Mr. Nanny is not actually available to stream, because it's just spinning its wheels over there.
It's a pretty good thing.
It's fine.
Probably should not be available to stream.
Yeah, I'm not like mad about it or anything. Gonna go ahead and download Mr. Nanny for the Plex.
All I remember is he picks up like a cantaloupe or something and crushes it. Or was that Suburban Commando? I think it was in.
Honestly, he could have done it in both.
I probably did it in both.
It was Suburban Commando, Mr. Nanny, and there was another movie that he was in back in like the late 80s, wasn't there? Early 90s.
I think whatever the. Oh, he was in one of the.
No Holds Barred.
Yes.
Oh, what was that? I don't even
It was a
think I know
wrestling
that
movie.
one. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I can see why Hogan was in it.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And Rocky 3.
he was in Rocky 3.
Oh,
Rocky
shit.
3 was before he was.
Well, he crushed a
Yeah.
cantaloupe in Rocky 3, right?
Sure.
It's part of his workout.
What was his name in Rocky 3? Like Thunder Lips or some
Thunder
shit?
Lips, yeah.
That was before he was Hulk Hogan, though.
Oh,
I mean, he was
really?
Hulk Hogan, but that was before he was the Hulkamaniac. Like,
Yeah, that was one of the ships that
Oh.
launched Hulkamania right there.
Wow, okay.
Yep. I think he was like the villain in the Three Ninjas third movie.
Yeah, like Magic Mouth. or
Something like that, yeah.
Was he a giant piece of shit racist? Was that the villain in Three Ninjas 3? I think I have all of those movies on the Plex.
I downloaded the first one the other day. I don't know why.
Yeah, that first one was fucking jam back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Rocky loves Emily.
Three Ninjas, and honestly, I really liked Surf Ninjas, too.
Surf
The
Ninjas.
first
I was
Surf
pretty big
Ninjas
because the
is
kid
great.
had the Game Gear.
Yeah.
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 And those batteries lasted that whole
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Like, they wouldn't even last a watching of that movie.
Yeah, no, they would not last the runtime. If you were actually playing it, yeah, no.
I watched Rookie of the Year a lot.
I gotta watch.
As a kid.
I could watch that again. A little shitty kid.
Imagine fucking Gary Busey playing the love interest.
It was a crazy time.
Was that Gary Busey?
It's either Gary Busey or Nick Nolte.
Imagine Nick Nolte playing the love interest.
Yeah, it was Gary Busey.
That was back when people were like, "Hey, he's weird looking and strange, but you know, he might pan out."
He's probably got a heart of gold.
Yeah, he might end up pretty good.
He's gonna end up a superstar.
Yeah.
Well, he's a household name.
Yeah.
But usually it's spoken in a punchline.
Yep.
Oh, and the girl from that went on to be in Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
That makes sense. Yeah.
There need to be more movies where the whole premise is there's no rule that says X can't play Y sport. Like, it's been done with a dog. It's been done with girls.
It's been done with boys. Ladybugs.
Oh, you're right. Oh, Ladybugs. Fuck. I'm gonna watch Ladybugs.
Dude, I watched Ladybugs a couple years ago, and that movie held up.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I watched it a lot back when it was on Comedy Central.
That movie was a sexual awakening for me.
Rodney Dangerfield didn't get problematic in that movie either.
I mean, when wasn't he?
He was a little bit.
Yeah, to
but
an extent.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited now.
There was that other one. It was a white guy that did blackface to go to a college. It was on Comedy Central a lot.
I remember what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it was called.
There was that movie.
Oh wait, did he joined a black
fraternity or something
and everything?
like that? Yeah, that was on Comedy.
What the fuck was that?
I have no idea. It can't be hard to find because I can't imagine there's more than one movie with that plot.
You remember when we thought that was okay though?
It's gotta be Mr. Deeds Goes to
Like, it never
College.
would have occurred to me, like as a teenager, that was that offensive. Like, no, he's not doing a minstrel show. He's just putting face paint on so that he can pass as a black guy.
Like, My Mammy was your entrance theme.
It
back when you
was.
were a wrestler.
It was. I was literally doing a minstrel show. I did it walking down the street in Philly, and my cousin Jeremy was like, "You're gonna get our shot. Like, what are you doing? Don't do that." And I'm like, "Come on." No, he was right.
Yeah.
That was incredibly offensive. And I didn't figure out I was autistic until a couple of years ago. Fuck me.
Then there was excuse me, Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, there
They
was.
played that around the
That was
clock,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
which was crazy to me because they did not blur up shit, and Gina Davis was just shining right through.
Yeah. Yeah, she was
that
terrific
bikini.
in that movie.
Do love me some Gina Davis. Also, Better Off Dead.
Yeah,
They used to play that shit all the time too. I got annoyed. Like, it's a great movie, but like, if you can turn someone against a movie like that,
Yeah.
you played it too much.
Ferris Bueller was on a lot.
Yeah.
Bull Durham
Yeah.
all the time.
Yep.
Bull Durham was on all the time on Comedy
Yeah.
Central.
God, they must have had the rights to like 5 movies.
Yeah, it had it. They had like a limited film budget that they were allowed to use.
There was a movie that they would play pretty frequently, and I do not remember what it was, but the one thing I remember about it is that the song Electric Barbarella was playing at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
And I don't think it was Barbarella, because I think that song was written about Barbarella,
About
but
the
I
movie.
could be wrong. Electric Barbarella might be in Barbarella. It comes up in my head every so often, and I don't Google it, and then I
There
forget
was
about it.
the first time I heard a No Effects song.
The Chase.
Is that what it? Yeah, it was a car
Wow,
movie.
that's like, this is like a first time I masturbated story.
The first
Yeah.
time I heard a No Effects song was
The first time I did heroin.
was the end credits of some movie on there, and I was like, this sounds like punk rock.
Yeah, that was Charlie Sheen, Christy Swanson, Henry Rollins and Newman.
Like
Yeah.
Wayne Knight?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember it being about cars, and I
And
remember
Flea.
And Flea?
Yeah.
and I remember Please Play the Song on the radio playing during the credits.
Because like the plot was that Charlie Sheen kidnapped Christy Swanson with a candy bar.
Barbarella came out in 1968.
Not the
Sorry, I
remake.
had
There
to-
was a remake with
It
Pamela
must-
Anderson, right?
It's gotta be.
I don't think they would have played a movie that old on there.
Yeah, I mean Barbarella wasn't a comedy, was it?
The original one certainly wasn't.
Yeah. It's Jane Fonda, right?
Yeah. Apparently the remake of Barbarella hasn't come out yet.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Barbed Wire. That was a Pamela Anderson movie,
That shit.
right?
Yeah, man, I don't know what the fuck that movie was, but
I had too much guilt to rent titty movies from Blockbuster.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you didn't
I
want to
should've.
like face the person at the counter renting titty
Yeah,
movies?
even once we got the age restriction thing lifted when I turned 16, I still didn't really.
As soon as I could, I rented like Castle Freak and just movies that I knew.
I just
there were
went for
titties
like
in.
R-rated comedies.
I didn't like Castle Freak.
I never
Everybody tells me
watched
they liked it.
I never watched it because you told me it sucked.
Yeah, well, I feel bad about that if I was wrong. Because you got to keep in mind, my taste is more
Yeah.
subjective than most.
I mean, that's like the only thing I've ever heard anybody say about it. So, yeah, limited sample size.
I almost always have at least one Negative Land album on display in my living room.
Yeah.
You can't take my word on what's good. Not that I'm saying that Negative Land isn't good, but most people don't want to listen to that. My favorite Negative Land album is about the Cola Wars. It's about
Riveting.
fucking advertising
Yeah.
and shit. Like, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I love it,
Yeah.
but like nobody wants to listen to that shit. Just got a package from them today. Oh, I actually brought that down. A Bible.
I see there's a Bible over there.
It's actually a Bible. It's a
Uh-huh.
King James Bible, but it's also a Negative Land album.
How? Is
Uh,
it like a record in it?
So they ordered a bunch of cheap Bibles and then ripped out the pages before the actual like verses start and then like the stuff in the back and then they just like glued in
Oh.
CD sleeves and then shoved like an insert and stuff in. And yeah, you can even see like
They
parts
tore-
of the
yeah.
paper that they tore out. And then they put up the name of the album on a sticker, and then on the back they put like file under fiction. Negative Land double CD economy Bible, also available in limited edition Quran version.
Nice.
Yeah, the Wikipedia article says that the Quran version actually exists. Everybody else says it doesn't.
So they got one member of their team just constantly fixing the Wikipedia article.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it feels a lot like that scene from Rocky Horror where Riff Raff fucks Brad in the ass. That's a thing. It's referred to as the what is it? It's like the Riff Raff Brad butt fuck scene. That's like how it's universally referred to. Some people claim that they've seen it on a print.
Yeah.
Nobody can actually come up with a print that has
Yeah.
that scene in it.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But it's a well-known fact that Barry Bostwick got cast in that movie because Richard O'Brien really, really wanted to fuck him. So it wouldn't surprise me if he wrote into the movie a scene where Riff Raff fucking
Fucks
bangs
somebody.
Brad
Yeah.
and then filmed it and had no intention of putting it in the movie. But there's there's an entire musical number that was lost for a while that everybody said, like, they claimed, like, no, it doesn't actually exist. We'd have found it by now. And then somebody found it. And it got included on, like, later, like, DVD and Blu-ray releases. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get to see the Brad Riff butt fuck scene after all someday.
Is there any point in the movie where you're like, wow, Brad looks like he just got fucked in the butt? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he looks like that an awful lot.
It's like they cut back to him.
That's his character description.
Yeah, like...
Brad enters the shot. He looks like he just got fucked in the butt.
Like, after 50 minutes, he sure is limping.
Yeah. So there is a scene in the movie where it's implied that Frank and Brad had sex.
Okay.
So after that, yeah.
Okay.
But I think the story of the butt fuck scene goes that we see Frank sneaking into Janet's room, and they're in silhouette, and they have a conversation, and then they fuck. And then another scene happens, and then we cut to Brad's room, and Frank sneaks in there. They have a conversation in silhouette, and then they fuck. And then it was going to cut to another scene, and then it was going to cut back, and then Riff Raff sneaks into Brad's room and just rapes him in the ass. Like, it didn't seem like he was trying to be clever about it from the descriptions that people have given. Like, he just came in and started fucking him.
Like, Barry, it would be funny.
Right? Could you not see Richard O'Brien trying to convince him to do that, though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He's just kind of a creepy looking guy. I don't know if he actually is creepy, but I wouldn't be surprised to find that he is.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I'm comfortable saying it. I don't think he listens to the podcast. I don't think he's got the money to sue anybody.
Email.
It would be the first we'd ever gotten, Josh.
It's like, I have listened since episode 1.
Sliminy Jicks.
I remember High Spire, you cretin.
I remember when you recorded this whole show on one Samson Go mic.
Yeah, how about that?
That actually sounded really good for what it was.
Good.
That mic doesn't sound that good anymore. It's gotten a little bit abused.
Yeah.
But they're only $35. I've thought about buying a new one. I don't use it often, but sometimes for like ADR work for some
You
Sam's
don't have
phone.
extras?
I had extras, and I eventually ended up giving most of them away to people that needed a mic. Because I'm like, I have 3 of these fuckers. Like,
those eventually became the standard mic at work.
Oh, yeah?
For session recording.
Well, they're still making them, right?
I don't know.
I think they still sell them at retail.
That's been
I think they still have mini USB
probably
connections,
eight
too.
years since I was involved in that now.
I fucking hate mini
7
USB.
years something. So I don't know. But I know at my desk, if I ever have to go, at my oldest desk, I have a couple places that I can sit. But there's still some sitting on the shelf in there. So, yeah, that was a recommendation that I brought to work.
I just got a song from that Pepsi album stuck in my head.
I went to a neurologist today.
Oh,
that,
shit.
That appointment had been scheduled for like 9 or 10 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went in there, and I swear, man, I was fucking waiting for the appointment for like 20, 25 minutes.
Ugh.
And I was in and out there in like 5 minutes. Like, they came in, said their shit. Said, all right.
And this is a specialist visit you're paying for.
Yeah. Like, well, we'll see you in 2 months, but I won't actually see you. I'm going to send you to my RN or whatever. I don't know. At another office.
Oh, what is that called? It's like a nurse
Practitioner.
practitioner.
Yep. But I mean, you know, she like did her checks and everything, so it's not like she just came in and said, "All right, go." But she did come in. And she's like, "Okay, so I need all this blood work. I don't know why your primary didn't order it before you came here."
Have you met my primary?
So this isn't just the way that this neurologist works. It was your PCP's an idiot, and they couldn't do anything more for you until they had the blood work.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Well, I don't know that she couldn't do anything more, but she was like, so the blood work will narrow down what the reason is, unless it doesn't, and then maybe we just can't tell why. Your nerves suck.
Wow, that inspires a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
We'll find out or we won't.
She's like, the number one reason people deal with neuropathy is diabetes. The number two reason, alcoholism. She's like, so one of the things we're going to check you for is like diabetes. Even though like I see here you had to check, like last year and everything came back fine. But she's like, yeah, okay, so we're going to check that, and you haven't really drank in forever, so it's not, alcohol related. So.
Well, I guess we'll see how that blood work comes back. Fuck.
You got any blood left at this point? Jesus.
Right. There's like 10 different blood orders on these papers she gave me.
Oh my God.
And then there's it's like a 2-hour glucose test. So I think like, what it sounded like she said was I drink something like really sugary.
Yeah.
And they take my blood and then they have to take it again 2 hours later.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I've never done that before.
Huh.
When something to look forward to.
When they checked
Yeah, right.
before, it was like an A1C thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that means you've got to get blood drawn and then hang out for like 2 hours and then get the blood drawn again for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I guess you're close enough.
That's like the test I got for acid reflux. That was fucking miserable. You drink this, they do an image of your upper GI tract, and then you take this shit that blows you up, and you're not allowed to fart or burp
Oh man,
For
I
an
can't
hour.
imagine that.
for an hour,
That sucks.
or maybe a half hour or something like that. I don't know. It was a while, and then you have to lay on this table, and the table like moves you around, so like the whatever they put in you coats your stomach, so they can get an image of everything.
And then what do they do? Put you on omeprazole?
Yeah.
I could just get
Yeah.
that at the drugstore. Like I know that I have acid
Yeah.
reflux. I have GERD. I actually get. This is something that a doctor probably should have had to tell me, but they didn't. I get esophageal spasms.
Uh-huh.
So you get chest pains.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes really bad chest pains. Apparently, it feels a lot like having a heart attack.
Great.
But what I do,
Oh, I had so many of those.
instead of going to the hospital,
Fred Sanford.
the way that you can tell if it's a heart attack or esophageal spasms is take a drink of water. If you take a drink of water and it stops immediately,
Uh-huh.
it was esophageal
Okay.
spasms because water doesn't stop a heart attack.
Yeah.
Not with that attitude.
Talk to the water about that.
I tell you, man, you grab that water, you take a drink, you get the King James in the other hand.
Casey's like, what the fuck are you doing?
God damn you, heart attack! I commandeth thee!
Leave me, evil spirit.
You stop your juking and your jiving. And if it stops, well, that was a heart attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you out medicine the medicine, man.
But I didn't out Pizza the Hut.
There are dire consequences for out pizzaing the hut.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to know what shows
It's like
up at
It
your
Follows. That movie It Follows. If you out Pizza the Hut, they never stop chasing you.
I think It Follows was responsible for my favorite improvised joke I've ever made. The first time one of you brought up It Follows on the podcast, and I was like, is that the new, what was it? Did I say like Twitter? Is that the new
Something
Twitter
like that.
movie? The Twitter-based horror movie or something? And you guys were both like, shut the fuck up. Anyway.
It's been a little bit since we recorded.
Has been a
I've
few
had
weeks,
a-
yeah?
I've had a rousing time.
Yeah, so Ken tells us last week, hey guys, sorry for the short notice, but I have to cancel family stuff going on.
Yep.
And of course we're like, yeah, hope everything's okay. Hope there's nothing too crazy going on. Next day we find
Yeah,
out.
my father-in-law almost got killed by bees. That was fucking wild. Like,
That's rough.
Dee called me and she was like, "Hey, I'll call you back. I'm gonna get gas." I was like, "Okay," and she called me back and she was freaking out. And I was like, "What? Okay, stop. Like, calm down," because she's a panicker in an emergency situation.
Breathe and then
Yeah,
use your
exactly.
words. Yeah.
And she was like, Mom just called her sister and she said, "Dad can't breathe." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I was like, "If you're freaking out, pull over and catch your breath. Just go. I'll handle everything."
Yeah.
And then she called me back and she said, like, he, like, was trying to move a log that he found out housed a wasp nest.
Bro, like, this is why you don't do shit with nature.
Oh, was it wasps?
Or it was yellow jackets. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. And, like, he got fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Ran inside. They were still, like, followed him inside.
Oh,
Mother-in-law got all
Yeah,
stung
they're
up.
spiteful little bastards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They went to the ambulance came and took him. The doctor, like, came out and said, like, he's stable. We've got him on a lot of Benadryl. He was like, I stopped counting at 30.
So he wasn't conscious.
He was totally...
Yeah, totally zonked.
Yeah. That was wild. So he's good. He's took him a little bit to recover, but he's better now.
Yeah, that's scary.
It was fucking wild.
Yeah.
While that was happening, while Dee's dealing with that, I go down and this is the part I didn't tell you. I go down in the basement. Now I normally wear shoes because of my plantar fasciitis, so I have an insole that helps whenever it's acting up. I walked over to put the window, like in our basement, I have 2 windows that I put up for the cats because they like to talk shit to anything that walks by.
Mm-hmm.
I walked over to the one. I was like, "Did Baldur pee like on the floor here?" Because he's older, he pees sometimes. And I was like, "That's a lot."
It's a lot for
I'm
one
like,
cat.
Did a dog pee? And I'm like, foot's going farther out. I'm like, did I pee? Like, uh-oh, because in that corner is where the main shutoff for the house water is. There's like a little... So, in my basement, that wall, when you come down the stairs, the wall to your immediate left is... There's like an opening, there's a crawl space behind it, 'cause that's where the pipes go. So when they finished it, they just put a wall up like 2 feet out. So I can get back there. So I go back there, and I'm like, and I found the leak, and it's like the pipe coming into the house before the shutoff. I was like, God damn it. Okay. So I put a bucket under there. I called plumber. Plumber came out in the morning. He replaced it. Once Dee calmed down from her dad, and I said, okay, I'm handling this, but here's what's going on. He came out and he was like, you should probably I'll put you over to the water restoration guys. And he was like, this will be covered by your insurance, so just call them. So now that, like, from my basement all the way over to where, like, it turns to the back area of the basement is just gutted now. Like, he was like, the guy was like, we find where the water, like, line kind of stops, and then we go 2 feet out from that. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, which is nice because that rug, like, it's such a big area they can't just replace it. He was like, if it's like a corner, they can.
You can put
depending
in,
if it's like a couple inches, they can. There's a way to like stretch the rug. He said or something.
Huh.
I've never heard of. He's like, no. He's like, your insurance is gonna be pissed, but they're gonna. I'm gonna put in that they gotta replace all this, which is cool. Yeah. Because the dog Utley tore up part of the rug, and every animal we've ever gotten has peed in the one corner.
Yeah. Like that's just the peeing
it's
corner.
It's a thing, yeah. So.
Was that the corner?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, so that's why it was weird.
Well,
Baldur might have peed in that corner.
Okay, I should add. The communal corner is at the other end of the basement. Baldur has peed in that corner.
Oh, really?
Because I pulled like all the furniture, like, and I didn't find it until it came out because it's where all, like, I have furniture over there. I have like tables and shit over there. So I didn't notice. I wouldn't have noticed it until like the water came out past the furniture. And I pulled it out, And the guy was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, I see some mold right there. And I'm like, that's a cat pee stain that is white because I replaced I filled in some drywall and sanded it. And I never cleaned it, but okay. It's mold. So yeah, it's been a pain in the ass. The funny thing, the guys were in yesterday and they tore it out and set all the plastic up. And so me and the dogs are upstairs. And when they got there and the two guys went down, I saw both cats run upstairs. Okay, cat's cool. So they're down there doing the work and I hear like banging and cutting and all that shit. And I'm like, I just went over to the bedroom because I was like, the cats are under the bed. And I looked and there's only one cat and I was like, uh-oh.
Huh.
So I go back down and I was like, can I get through that plastic? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I think there's a cat over there. And like they have those like metal poles that they can put up to hold it because they sealed it off plastic so that any moisture doesn't spread. And like I'm like, okay, here we go. Big old belly knock that thing down. I'm like, yeah, sorry. Sure enough, Indy was back there like, what the fuck? So, and one guy was like, yeah, he like put up his laser level, and out of the corner of his eye, he saw something move. He's like, I thought there was a cat, but I couldn't find one. I was like, yeah. So she was like, chase the laser. She's like, oh, I made a serious mistake.
So, did you only think that you saw both of them go up, or did she sneak down?
I definitely
afterwards?
saw them both go up, but she must have ran back down because she barely ever comes out of the basement. Like that's her space. So she must have ran back down there and hid when they were bringing all their shit in or something. Goddamn.
Well, that sounds like an exciting day.
Yeah, I got a basement remodel. Now I got to move all my shit out of there. Like new carpet, but that's not, like they got to do from the stairs to the back. That's a lot of goddamn carpet. That's a lot of shit I got to move.
Yep. And your insurance company is most definitely going to be pissed about it.
Yeah, but I talked to him. He was like,
nothing else to do.
Yeah, he was like, well,
look, if we don't pay for this, we're just a scam. Yeah. So we have to pay.
Yeah, that's why you have insurance.
Yeah.
I lucked out. Like Progressive used to be not great when they first started, but it was the cheapest you could get. So that's what I got with my car, and then I switched it over to my house, and apparently it's good insurance now. Like as a gamble.
I have the Progressive Renters Insurance.
Yeah, the car insurance is fucking really good.
I got a loaner.
Yeah.
Last time I had to get something done with my car under insurance.
When my battery died a couple weeks ago, I thought I had roadside, but I didn't. So I called them, and they were like, "You don't have it, so you're gonna have to pay for this, but we can provide you the exact same service." I was like, "Okay," and like I had a guy there within the hour, took care of it, and like for like $3 extra a month per vehicle.
Yeah. Like
that's pretty.
There's
fucking,
no reason not to have it. All those little things that actually seem like they could be useful, I put all those.
Like I have double roadside on D because I was like, I don't want you stranded anywhere. Like,
yeah, right. She would freak out.
She got it with her when she got her new car, GMC something or other, and now she has this. I was like, you are dope. Just take your pick. And I think Bruce gave us like, you were allowed to gift AAA to somebody, so he was like, here you go. So I think we're like triple covered now. We're good.
Well, I'm stranded on the road. I'm in a AAA mood today. Yeah. Let's give those guys a call.
Oh yeah, that's right. So before that, the week before, I went to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jersey for
the Blitzkid show.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It was fun.
It was a Blitzkid show.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Oh, I got my replacement Blitzkid record.
Did they hook you up?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it arrived in perfect shape. The box wasn't even dinged.
Good.
Like, I don't know what they did to that first one.
It was fun. It was the first time Shay saw him.
Yeah.
So we get there and he goes over and he's like, I'm going to go buy some stuff. I was like, okay. So he goes over and everybody does this. You did it. I think Bruce... come back from the CK5 merch table and be like, everything's so cheap.
Yeah.
Yup. Like, yeah. And then
CK5 have always had the most reasonable merch price. Like, I've thought about telling Johnny he should up the prices.
I was gonna say he definitely didn't come back from the Blitzkid tables.
no, he came. No, it was the exact same thing as when we were at Debonair last. Because he came back from the Blitzkid, he's like, he's just selling like whatever over there.
It's a yard sale.
Yeah.
He's having a yard sale at the show.
That's what I was joking. I was like, yeah, it's Argyle Goolsby in the roving flea market. He's like, he's got signed pictures of Mark Hamill.
It doesn't even have anything to do with the band. At least the painting that Bruce bought was like something he painted.
Another painting back there.
It's the same painting. You just keep thinking the same
frame's
one.
Broken in the same way.
Oh man.
Oh no.
I still can't believe Bruce haggled with him over the frame.
Oh, the frame's
And then
broken.
Bruce is like, do you guys think that was weird?
Yeah, dude, you bought something off the floor of a punk show. It's strange.
Yeah. It was weird that he had it for sale there. It was weird that you tried to dicker on the frame being broken. Everything about this was really strange.
That was so good. That was so
It
funny.
was really bizarre. No, Argyle Goolsby on the Roving Flea Market is amazing, and I kind of want to Photoshop an album cover now.
That is
Yeah.
a very true joke.
Anybody who's seen them in the last couple of years will, I'm sure, get the joke. Oh, God.
Yeah, it was a good time though. They played Trace of a Stranger, and in
Oh, that's right. It was the whole album, yeah.
typical Blitzkid fashion, they forgot a song and had to play it later.
Which one did they forget?
She-Wolf.
They forgot She-Wolf?
I mean,
Which was the song you played the fuck out of? Like,
they got it in. Like, they were getting ready to play Love Like Blood, and that's when Vlad from Crimson Ghost was there. He came out, he sang Love Like Blood with them.
Okay.
That's what they brought him up for. And Tracy was like, "Oh, wait a minute, we forgot one." And I was like, "This is old school Blitzkid, baby."
could you imagine remembering Long Dark Hallway?
Not She-Wolf.
I saw a video recently on YouTube of Blitzkid. It's a very, very early like town rec center show, and like some of the comments were like, they've come so far. It's like, in a lot of ways, yes, but in a lot of other ways, it really is like Goolsby comes out dressed to the nines and then gets out a $1.99 Chinese appearing rod gimmick and just goes instantly has a cane and he's just like and you're like, all right, buddy. Yes, it's cool, it's flashy, but
it was a good show. I think both like, even though it was Shay's first time seeing them, I think the most entertainment we got was this kid just his t-shirt. I couldn't, like, he laughed the whole way home of it. His kid, he just came in, t-shirt, sweatpants, and his t-shirt read, "Who ate all the pussy?" I could not. Shay pointed out, I could not stop laughing. I was so fucking entertained by this t-shirt.
and he was wearing sweatpants
Yeah.
to a show.
I was so fucking entertained by that t-shirt.
That's amazing.
I have to ask, what color were the sweatpants?
Gray. Light gray sweatpants and black t-shirt with white wrap. It was so
That's the
fun.
man that came from the club.
Yeah, it was so fucking fun. Like, oh, it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing,
Jesus
man.
Christ. You know about the thing with light gray sweatpants, right?
Yeah, it's
Like, that's like a
sexy.
thing, yeah.
This guy was sexy.
No, but like he wanted to be.
Yeah.
He was getting as sexy as he knew how to be.
Yeah.
With the gray sweatpants
I've heard
and the
about the
t-shirt
gray
that says "Who ate all the pussy."
Oh my god. I was
Sexy as I know how.
I was laughing so like I was like taking a picture or two, and then Shay's standing beside me. I go like this, boom, and he's like, "Did you get it? Fuck, not this time." The guy wouldn't stop moving for me to get a picture.
I'm going to get an undershirt that says "this guy," just in case I ever encounter someone with a shirt like that.
Yeah, you could just be like,
Oh my
all
God.
sexy like.
Dude, it was so fucking funny.
I just ordered a couple of Darkest of the Hillside Thickets t-shirts today, because today is the last day of their $13 shirt sale.
Oh.
So if either of you guys are interested in a Thicket shirt,
Now's the time.
this is like right now is the time to do that.
Otherwise, tomorrow they go back up to their normal price of $13.01.
Well, I forget the name of the company that they do their merch through, but it's one of those things where like you pick the design of the shirt, and then you can pick which brand of shirt you want.
Oh yeah.
And then you pick what size and color.
Like a team kind of.
Like that kind of thing, yeah. Is it Sezzle?
Huh?
Sezzle? No, that's a payment company. Zazzle?
Sure, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think that might be it.
Could you imagine having a $13 t-shirt sale and your normal price is $10?
That would be pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. I want to cultivate an audience that would accept that.
Look, dude, if you're a punk band, look, $13 for a shirt's not that bad. But if you put up a sign at your booth that said t-shirts $10 and then it's X'd out and it says $13, fuck you, you'd sell more t-shirts.
I fucking believe these people, man.
Who?
Just selling my Shure SM7B. And we've been over this before because
This
the
is
one time I was coming over here.
The church guy that was trying to buy it for his church.
Yeah, there was that guy, and then there was the other time that I found a guy who was like, "All right, meet me at this gas station somewhere over here," and like I get halfway there, and he's like, "Oh, well, can we actually meet up like in 2 days after I get my paycheck?" So like I've never lowered the price on this thing because I know what it's worth, and I'm not like desperate for money.
Yeah.
But like, I periodically get these offers. Like this guy just said, "Would you do $150 cash?" It's like, bro, that's not even half the price. That's what Guitar Center would take.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you were going to do some kind of trade and then you were like, well, would you take $150? It's cash now.
Yeah.
It was going to be cash the whole time. It was never not cash.
I specifically said in the ad, cash only, meeting at like a safe, well-lit location, no trades. Like it's all spelled out there. We know how this is going. Just take $150 cash. Fuck you, dude.
Jesus Christ.
That does remind me though. I'll tell the Guitar Center story after the show.
Okay.
I made my return to Guitar Center today after several years, and that place
been a while.
was a fucking mess.
It's a
Like,
post-COVID.
I have no idea how it. Yeah,
We're talking the one right over in Harrisburg?
yeah. I have no idea how they made it through the pandemic because it is just a pile of shit in there.
Probably money laundering. Probably some illegal activity.
Oh, Bruce said that he got a guitar set up over there not all that long ago, and it was okay. I mean, he didn't comment on the state of the store. He just said that the service was fine.
Like, their fucking prices are ridiculous. They'll charge you $30 to restring a guitar.
To restring it?
Yeah.
God damn.
Fuck you, I'll string my own guitar.
Right?
Anybody, I'm going to
Jesus.
sit outside there with a sign that says restringing $25.
While I was there, the customer in front of me, like, there were two people in front of me, and one guy was waiting to, like, sell stuff while they went and got the, check prices and shit for him, which they fucking did him dirty because they left him waiting for, like, half an hour. And they got me out of there before they finished with him, and I just felt so bad for that guy.
Ugh.
But, like, while he was waiting, one of the things he was selling, the customer in front of me was like, how much they giving you for that? It's like, oh, they're offering like $40.
Give you 50.
He actually offered the guy $80.
Huh. Stand up dude.
The guy was like, yeah, sure. And then the guy was like, yeah, it's just like for my kid. And I go, well, for a kid, I'll give it to you for like 60. So
this guy needs to stop talking himself out of money.
But yeah, like they just swooped in there and fucked Guitar Center there, which was nice.
Yeah.
So good. I've seen that happen at GameStop before. If that gives you any idea of how bad you have to suck for people to scoop your trade-ins.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, fucking Guitar Center. No, I can't stand. I can't stand Guitar Center, but I can't stand dealing with people on the internet either.
Yeah.
Like it's at that point where like if I'm selling something, I'll just go to the store and be like, here, I don't want this anymore. Just I don't want people coming over to my house and being like, all right, thank you for letting me try this shit out. Now let me try to haggle the price down fucking 50%.
I've never not. The eBay fees suck, but eBay is the simplest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that I can ship easily, like I don't want to fucking pack something that's like 40 pounds.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I did that when with G.I. Joe crowdfund thing.
Yeah.
If it's
I got 2 of them, and I was like, I'm gonna flip these. Like these things sell. Every single one of these that they've done, they sell.
Mm.
So I bought 2 and I flipped 2. But just trying to sell something, even like in the shipper that it came in, was a pain in the ass. Just trying to like not dick somebody on UPS prices.
Yeah.
Like that was a pain in the ass to do.
like honestly, if it's something that would be a pain to ship and it's something that people would want bad enough that they'll pay out the nose for shipping, you could charge them.
Just make it worth your time.
No, just take it to UPS.
Yeah.
Because you can pay them a fee and they'll pack it, and then their insurance will cover literally anything that happens to it because they packed it.
Yeah.
See, I thought about that, but I don't know that I trust UPS doing it.
Well,
I didn't know that their insurance would cover it either, though. So.
Yeah, their insurance will cover it. It is going to cost a lot more, but like if it is something that
If they're going
customers willing to pay
if
for,
you're not paying for it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like so many people like shop online these days. Amazon has fucking ruined it. If you're not giving free shipping, they really don't fucking care for you. Which means you either have to factor the shipping into your price or you have to take the hit on shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I typically like selling action figures instead is pretty simple because it's about $4 or $5 to ship a figure. But anything above that is people want to haggle on the shipping all the time. It's happened a bunch of times where somebody's like, "Hey, why does shipping have to be so much?" I'm like,
I don't control it.
I don't control it. eBay knows your address. It's calculating it. I didn't set the price, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that, and I just added whatever, like, say $15 to the price and showed it free shipping. Somebody bought it. I'm like, okay.
But yeah, I didn't like selling shit on eBay since like way back in the day.
Yeah.
So I sold a SmackDown game on eBay. And that was back when I was hurting for money. And the guy got the SmackDown game, and then he filed a chargeback. And I had like no ground to stand on there. Like my eBay case was I found this guy's MySpace. He is a gigantic fucking wrestling fan. He absolutely bought this game. What do you want from me? And they're just like, yeah, but we don't know, so you're fucking out.
I've never lost.
$35.
I've had a couple people try to dick me on eBay. I've never like I know it happens to a lot of people. I know it's always worked out in my favor though. I think the people that tried it were just so dumb. Like there was one guy that bought a figure off of me. They kept saying I didn't ship it, and I was like, bro, look at the tracking. It's sitting at your post office because you're not home to get it. And he was like, well, why won't they leave it at my house? I'm like,
Ask them.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, but it says here you have to go sign for it. And I'm thinking, like, it's because you live in Compton, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's why. That's why. But, you know, whatever. And, like, they tried 3 times and they sent it back to me, and the guy was like, I want my money back. I was like, you got your money back. He was like, well, I need the... You never sent the... I was like, motherfucker, eBay, would you do something? And, like, they were like... That's when they, you know, like, sent it back to me and charged him for the shipping to send it back. I was like, damn, I never heard of that, but alright, I'll take it.
I had a seller try to dick me over. At least I'm pretty sure I did. Either that or they were just really, really stupid. But I had this controller for PS2. Stop, babies.
Look at him. Oh, nothing.
So it's a wireless controller. It's the best wireless controller for PS2 that's like from that era.
Yeah.
But the receiver dongle for it is flaky. Like, you've got like a 50-50 shot of getting a good one. The other ones are all dead now. So the one that I got was dead. So I figured, okay, I want to buy another one, but I'm not going to buy one and pay for shipping on top of that just for the dongle.
Yeah.
And then have that be dead too. I want to at least have even odds. Like, I want to be most likely getting a good one. So I bought 2 of them from the same person. They had 2 of them in the same listing. And I was like, perfect. And they were just selling the dongles. I was like, I will take both of those dongles. So they shipped it, and it arrived a few days later, and there was only one in there. And I'm like, I was kind of afraid this was going to happen. Not the kind of thing you expect somebody to buy 2 of.
Yeah.
But they did have 2 up, and I did buy both of them. So I sent them a message through eBay, because I will never contact somebody on eBay outside of the site. And I was like, hey, so I ordered both of these items that you had in this listing, but you only sent me one. And they were like, oh, snap. Like, do you want us to send the other one, or do you want a refund for the one you didn't get? And I was like, well, let me check and see if this one works or not. And it did. So I was like, just give me a refund. And they were like, okay, it won't actually let us give you a refund. You're going to have to file a case. And I'm like, are you sure that you want me to do that? Like, that looks bad for you as far as eBay is concerned.
It's totally easy to do that.
They're like, it won't let us do a partial refund, so you're going to have to. I'm like, all right, fine. So I filed a case. And I was like, hey, look, so I got the package. It only had one of the 2 items that I ordered in it. Seller offered me a refund, and I said that's what I wanted. And they asked me to open this case. And so the case sat there for like a day. And I sent him another message, and I was like, hey, so you asked me to open a case, and I did, like, immediately. Could you just, like, send that refund now? And they're like, yeah, it's not letting us do it because you need to cancel the case. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, getting a partial refund is one of the options in the drop down that you can select when you file the case. I know you can do it now. So just do it.
I have done that.
And they...
A bunch of times.
Right? Like, it's not that uncommon.
Like,
it's not complicated.
If I forget, like, if I sell a figure and I forget, like, an accessory or something, like, it fell to the bottom, I'll say, like, I've dropped it in the mail, here's a couple bucks off.
Yeah.
I do that. That happens frequent.
Customer satisfaction. You want to feel good
It's
about the experience.
Want, so
yeah.
That's what I do.
And you wouldn't ask for it necessarily, but it's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing anything else because I don't need to. Give me my money back. It wasn't even that much money. I'm just like flabbergasted why this is such a rigmarole. And they're like, well, we can't do it unless you cancel the case. And I'm like, if I cancel the fucking case, I might not be able to open another one.
Yeah.
And then you get to keep my money because I no longer have any recourse. And so they didn't say anything to me for like a long time, and I just waited until the very day that I could ask eBay to step in, and I was like, look at the transcript of our conversation. The seller offered me a refund. I said I wanted it. The seller can offer me a refund but won't. Please refund my money. And it was like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
eBay was like, "Yeah, here's your money back. What the fuck was wrong with that guy?" Yeah, I hate dealing with people online too.
Yeah, eBay isn't great, but it's the best option. It's
I
the
never-
least people-y option for me.
I never thought that I would say it, but if I'm buying or selling something, a lot of the time I'd rather do it in person now. Like, I don't like dealing with people at all,
Yeah.
but like people online do not give a fuck. Like, if
Depends
you're
on
gonna
what
try
it
to
is,
fuck me
yeah.
that bad, do it to my face.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, so can I try out a new segment on you guys?
Absolutely.
Here's the premise of this segment.
Okay.
Doug got good and loopy on a weed brownie one night while Casey was out of town. Had nothing else to do, had already beat off like 3 times that day. And so I whip out my phone and open up the notepad, and I just start making a game way more high than I wanted to be. And the game is called... Like, I haven't looked at this since then. Nope, that's just a list of video games. What is that? The game is which came first.
Okay.
I'll
Two
say-
things. I got to figure out which came first.
I'll say 2 things. Gotta figure out which came first. I guess you can just both answer.
All right.
Like, as far as keeping score goes.
Same.
I don't think that keeping score is going to matter. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there are 10 of them.
10 questions.
Yes, there are 10 groups
Okay.
of items. And I'm surprised because I did not expect myself to have stopped at a, like, same number. I was like, oh, well, there's 11. There's 8 of them. Nope, 10 of them. All right. Question number 1. Which came first? Chicken or egg? I have these marked as to which one's right, so I was very confident.
I think egg, right?
Yeah, egg.
Egg would have to come first.
That's what I have marked down too. Like, the egg came before the chicken, right?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
there
there's
were
no,
eggs
like,
before there were chickens.
mammal that accidentally was like just giving birth and all of a sudden an egg popped out and they just didn't freak the fuck out about it.
I mean, I'm thinking, like, even before, like, chickens existed, we had dinosaurs and they laid eggs.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
like,
At some point, a dinosaur laid an egg and a chicken came out, and then
Mhm.
that's what we had from then on out.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so apparently that was an easy one, even though it's been a conundrum for the ages, apparently.
Simple.
Second one. The 100 Years' War or the 7 Years' War?
I think the 100 Years War?
Josh,
I
100?
understand the high logic here. Assuming these are the same war, the 7-year war would have to have come before the 100-year war.
That's pretty good. What do you think? You're saying 7?
I don't know what the 7-year war is, so sure.
All right, it was actually the 100 Years' War.
Hey.
Apparently, the 100 Years' War took place in, like, the 1200s or something, and the 7 Years' War was, like, the 20th century.
Oh,
Or 19th or 20th century.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't have been, like, while we were alive, I don't think. But all right. Third question. Goat Simulator 2 or Goat Simulator 3?
Obviously, Goat Simulator 3.
Yeah, they actually didn't do a Goat Simulator 2. And when asked why, because of course somebody in some hack games journalist is going to
Needed
be
an
like,
article.
why didn't you do number
Yeah.
2? You just went right to number 3. There must be an interesting story behind that. And they were like, no, not really. Half of the office wanted to call it Goat Simulator 2, and the other half of the office wanted to call it Goat Simulator 4. So we split the difference into Goat Simulator 3.
Yeah, I would have just thought they did it so that they could release a prequel to Goat Simulator 3.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
that's a
that
good
would have
idea.
been a very Goat Simulator developer thing to do.
Yeah.
Yep. Call it Goat Simulator 0, Goat Simulator 2. Okay, Galaga or Galaxian?
Ooh.
I never remember. I did have to look it up.
Yeah, this is total guess, but Galaxian.
I'll go Galaxian.
It is Galaxian.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Galaxian is the name that feels like it should be the sequel.
yeah,
It's like
longer,
Galaxier.
more- Galaxian sounds more grand.
Yeah. But, yep, that was the
Galaga
first one.
just sounds like you sneezed or some shit.
That's the Galagasm.
That had to be in a commercial, right?
Who ate the pussy?
Oh,
Who ate all the pussy? The pussy is all.
That's why I got my phone out. I wanted to search for that shirt.
the pussy.
If you can't find it, I'll make it
is
for you.
We're out of pussy. It is completely eaten.
Yes, we have no pussy today.
Was that it?
Yep, that's it.
I wouldn't actually wear that shirt. Like, 20 years ago, I would have worn it once. Now, I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I could probably bring myself
Oh
to do
my
it if I
God.
knew I wouldn't see anybody I know
So
there.
not to a show.
No. No, not to a show.
No, you would have to wear it to a show, so I could wear my shirt there.
Yeah.
It'd be a tandem.
I would wear it to the show just to see Leanne's reaction to the shirt. Oh, but she would have already seen it on that guy, probably. Was she there? No? Okay.
Nah, she got chillins now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
someone's gotta
right.
watch
She's
them
got to take
kiddos.
care of the
Yep.
twins.
I did see Shay's photography made
Yeah,
a
yeah, Johnny.
appearance on
He
the
took a
CK5.
picture, pretty good picture of Johnny. Johnny stole it and he credited him. Wasn't stealing, but
That's cool.
yeah.
All right, we got more of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 5. Children of the Corn Genesis or Children of the Corn Revelation?
Ooh. I think Revelation came first.
I'm guessing Revelation. Yeah.
Yep, those movies are not that smart. They did not get the books in the right order. I think
they should just keep that going and be like, Children of the Corn Philippians. Children of the
Corn 2nd Thessalonians.
What was it like? What are the ones that have like Paul 1 and 2 or some shit like Paul 2?
There's John,
John.
and then there's 1 John, 2nd John, and
that's it.
3rd John.
Yeah, 3rd John.
3rd John. Children of the Corn, 3rd John. All right. ShamWow or Slapchop?
No, ShamWow.
Slap chop.
ShamWow.
I slap chop every night.
Yeah? So you know how Casey's been collecting uranium glass?
Yeah, you did tell us that.
Yes.
She found a uranium glass slap chop.
Yeah.
It's like a vintage like chopper,
Uh-huh.
but the outside part isn't clear plastic. It's uranium glass.
Huh.
And like the metal,
kinda cool.
the top part is all
Yeah.
metal. And she really wanted it because that's super cool.
Yeah.
I think it was like $80. Like not even close.
For
to
whatever
worth it.
reason, there's a mini painting technique now, recently.
Like a new one.
I mean, it's kind of new. Like, the technique is not new, but it's the guy that put up a video about it called it slap chop, and now that's like what everybody calls it, except for the fucking nerds that want to be like, actually, it's called this.
Was ShamWow the big guy that like had a heart attack or something? And Slapchop was the guy that beat the hookers?
No, you're thinking of the tape.
No. I know what you're talking about. The
Billy Mays.
Billy Mays is who I'm thinking of.
Billy Mays is who you're thinking of. He didn't do the tape though, did he? He was
No.
dead already.
No, he was dead.
Oh, who was that guy?
What is that tape called? Because my dad has the not the tape, but they made like a spread.
Yeah.
Paint on and it dries.
Yeah,
and
he
seals.
like stabbed the shit out of a bucket and then poured that shit
Yeah.
into it.
It
worked.
I don't know his name.
It
but
held
yeah,
water.
Billy Mays was ShamWow, and the Slapshop guy was Vince something.
Vince also did the ShamWow for a while too.
Oh.
And that's why I figured
forgot
that would trip
about
people
that.
up.
It's such a weird sub-market. Like, the as seen on TV pitch guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's my career. Like,
that's
and those
that
guys,
was Billy
like,
Mays.
those guys maybe had some kind of notoriety at some point that 3 out of 100 people might recognize them.
Maybe.
And then they're just like, this is what I do. I pitch shit on I see it on TV.
And that's how you got huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody knows about that guy punching a hooker. Not Billy Mays.
I've heard too many depressing stories about shit people do to sex workers.
Yeah, imagine.
Shit I do to sex workers. I already used my veto today. So Shamwell was first. Next one. This one's going to be interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Inhumanoids?
Inhumanoids was first.
I'm gonna say Turtles.
I have down here that it was Inhumanoids, but does that count the comics?
I was thinking
Probably not.
comic.
Probably not.
Like
'Cause-
cartoon, I would think Inhumanoids.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Yes.
I would think Turtles.
I had the Inhumanoids toys long before Turtles came along. Like I got Inhumanoids toys when I was still getting He-Man toys at the Kmart. And then Turtles came along and all that went away.
Fucking Kmart.
When did the Inhumanoids come out?
1980 early. Like, it was...
I think it was probably 86 or 88 would be my guess.
I think it was 86.
86. Yeah, 86 sounds about right.
And I feel
Yeah.
like the TMNT comics might have also started getting published in 86.
No, 84.
84?
Yeah.
Inhumanoids?
No, Turtles.
Oh, okay. All right, so yeah, I didn't note that, but apparently I was just talking about the cartoon.
Yeah, but I think in terms of when you're comparing two things, you compare the medium.
Yeah, the
So-
first animated series was
Yeah.
87.
Well, we're gonna not compare the medium at all with the next
Okay.
one. Waluigi or 9/11?
Oh shit.
Oh,
9/11.
9/11.
Waluigi, baby.
Really?
Yep, he was in Mario Tennis.
I
in,
didn't even
like
know he was
2000.
a fucking thing. I thought he was a recent thing.
I mean, he was relatively recent, but he was just like the doubles partner for Wario in Mario
I recently
Tennis.
jerked off to a girl dressed as Waluigi.
All right.
She have the mustache on?
Yep.
Nice.
Oh hell yeah! That's the hottest part. Another comparing apples to oranges here: Atari 2600 or contact lenses.
Contact lens.
Contacts.
Yeah, contacts have been around considerably longer. I didn't know that until I was researching this, though.
I can't believe people use them in the early days. Here, put this glass in your eye, like
Right.
in your eye.
This
Like
can't
it was
go
it's
wrong.
just glass.
Yeah, and don't get punched in the face.
Yeah, hope to God nothing happens
Yeah.
to this thing while it's in
Back
your
in the time
eye.
when people got knocked in the socker. Socked in the... No. Socked in the knockers. Back when tit punching happened a lot.
There was a lot of titties getting punched.
Socked me right in the knockers.
Sock 'em knockers.
Who socked all the knockers?
All right, before we get to the last question, my cousin just let me know that
Sock 'em,
after
sock 'em
16
knockers.
After 16.
after 16 years, Eli Roth is finally making Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he is. He is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he is. I came across that the other day.
We should have a movie watch party for that. All right, last question. Ghostbusters or Gremlins?
Gremlins. By a year, I think.
I think Gremlins.
83 and 86.
Ghostbusters and Gremlins were released on the same day.
Really? Man.
Yeah, they both came out on the exact same
That's
day in
fucking
I thought
theaters.
Gremlins was 83 and
Yeah.
Ghostbusters was 84.
Nope. I fucking shit myself
That's
over
a
that.
great day to go to the fucking movies.
Right?
There was another pair of movies
The
in
original
there.
Barbenheimer right there.
Charles Band is actually making a Barbenheimer movie. Yep. Yep, coming soon from Charles Band, a Barbenheimer movie. I wish I could turn a movie over that quick.
with electric Barbarella as the theme.
Here we go. 10 movie pairings released on the same day. Barbie and Oppenheimer, obviously. Toy Story and Casino, who gives a fuck? Jumanji and Heat.
A lot of crossover for those two.
The Matrix and 10 Things I Hate About You. Before Midnight and Fast and Furious 6. You guys are reaching.
I don't even know what those are.
Ghostbusters and Gremlins both came out on June 8th, 1984.
Oh, wow.
And Spaceballs and Full Metal Jacket came out on the same day.
That's a pairing right there.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight and Mamma Mia.
Not even in the same ballpark.
Nah. Blade Runner and The Thing was the one I was thinking of.
Okay, that's a good day to go to the movies.
That was 1982.
That's a long ass time in the movies. Well, I don't know. Maybe the theatrical Blade Runner isn't as long.
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I don't like either. I don't like theatrical or the re-edits.
I don't know which one I watched. The one I watched was good. I know it was not theatrical. I don't know.
The original,
there wasn't theatrical, and there was no voiceover.
Yeah.
Whatever that one was.
Whichever that was.
Yeah, that's the one I liked.
The only other one, Elf and Love Actually, which honestly, I'd go see those two movies at a drive-in.
I can't stand Elf.
I
No.
fuck with Love Actually.
Love Actually,
that's
good.
a great movie.
I don't like Elf.
Yeah, I liked Elf. I've seen it once though. Maybe that's the thing.
It's all, yeah. You don't live with Mother Christmas.
On the subject of games, I would love to go on about Baldur's Gate 3 right now.
Yeah.
Which I broke my pre-order rule for. But
Wow.
I'm fucking tired, so I'm going to play some Florida instead.
Okay. We can talk about Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sure we'll still be playing it next week.
Yeah, I'll probably play through 8.
Wow.
I'm
Have you seen any of the speed runs for Baldur's Gate 3?
No.
Okay, so there's a category of speed runs called sex percent, and you just speed run to getting laid, and the time is like under 3 minutes.
I have a complaint. I'd like to lodge a formal complaint of it. Apparently, I'm a very unfuckable D&D character because that's like the horniest game ever, and I have not. Nobody has hit on me. Nobody
When
has.
did you start playing it?
Huh?
When did you start playing?
Release.
Oh shit! Okay, because I heard that it was actually a bug that made all of the NPCs so horny in that game.
Really?
Like, yeah, like they were like, okay, so like, we get that everybody loves how ridiculously horny everybody is in this game, but we actually didn't mean to do that. We shipped it with a horny bug.
I know I said that this is right for Florida, but I'll say, like, when I got in there with Barbarian, I was like, alright, I'm going to learn how to play Thalbrex so I'm not so fucking useless when we actually play D&D. Yeah, I get in there and I see Shadowheart's, like, trapped in this thing. I'm like, that's the one. So I fucking Barbarian that Mind Flayer pod open. Like, yep, she's gonna get romanced. So I spend all that time, like, romancing her. I'm, like, working my way through Act 1. I still haven't finished Act 1, but I'm very close. Like, towards the tail end of it, I'm going through there, and I find it was, I thought it was a demon at first, one of the devils, but it turned out it was just another tiefling, Karlach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's the one. And every fucking sentence she says to me is like, since the moment I first saw you, I wanted to jump that shit. And I'm like, well, you know, I can't because I already spent all this time, like, trying to build up a relationship with Shadowheart here. But, like, listen, in my next playthrough, just fucking wait.
I think I'm the closest with her because there was this, like, fortune teller that was like, hey, who do you, I don't know, and later in the game there's a carnival thing, and I was like, come up here, let's play this game, and she was like, yeah, we probably will fuck someday, see ya. And I'm like, that was weird. Okay, maybe that means I'm close.
Every fucking dialogue option, man, she'll be like, hey, I know you got a thing with hairstyle over there, but just save a piece for me. I'm like, what?
Nothing, I got nothing. It is fucking nothing for me. Nobody wants to fuck the weird guy with the different colored eye that hides in the shadows and shoots people. Nobody wants to fuck that guy.
I mean, how are you playing it? Are you being a piece of shit or?
No.
Oh,
No, I never play like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm a hero in every game.
Ken is Paragon for life.
I mean, I've been playing it on the up and up too. Like,
No,
even fucking Lae'zel, who I have like not had in my party at all because she is such a fucking asshole. Like I just went around the camp to do the character dialogue with everyone, and one of the options is like, I noticed you're looking at me differently. What's with it? And she's like, yes, ever since I saw you command battle, I have longed for you. I can smell you. And I'm like, oh, this is like Doug being like, I smell your cunt. And I'm just like, chill, lady.
The guy in Silence of the Lambs said it first, to be fair.
Yeah, I think maybe Gale kind of wanted to fuck me. Maybe, like, my character had an option. Like, we were like, the option was like, hey, do you want to look at the stars with this dude? And I'm like, not really.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Yeah, so.
Like, dude, you're already eating magic shit.
Yeah, you're like,
fuck off.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I don't know, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I
completely unfuckable in this game.
I did the thing that would have finished Act 1, which I won't say for fear of spoilers, just in case anyone still listens or in case Doug plans on playing.
Yeah.
But, like, when nothing happened at that cutscene, like, it gave me the option to bone out Karlach. And, like, but I haven't really put the work in there. Like,
no work needed for that girl.
I put the infernal iron in her chest and stuff, and, like, but I mean, every dialogue option I have with Shadowheart, she's like, oh, so this is what butterflies in my stomach feels like. So I'm like, I'm clearly making the right moves here. Like, we had a cutscene, like, earlier in the act, and it progressed how I thought it was supposed to. So I'm like, okay, so was something supposed to happen at Act 1? And instead of going on, I just went back to an earlier save, and I'm like, you know what, I think I still need to finish it in the Underdark, and I'll go around clearing all that up while everyone else fucking speed runs the sex scenes and writes the guides so I can make sure I didn't fuck something up. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you actually pursue somebody, they won't try to fuck you. Because, as far as I know, everybody's just constantly throwing themselves at you in that game.
Well, I know there's, like, characters in the game who are cool with, like, poly relationships. Yeah. So I was like, okay, can I have Char and Karlach? But apparently not.
They seem...
Which is weird, because when you fucking find Karlach, if Char's in your party, she's like, oh, she could throw me over her shoulder.
Yeah, she's all about it.
I'm gonna play that cutscene with my pants down. Yeah, I don't know, but fucking great game.
Yeah, it's
awesome game.
It's very good.
I do not. I mean, I won't break my pre-order rule for anything else just because of this game, but I don't regret like the free days I got out of it.
Yeah, I probably will play it. I'm probably gonna pirate it. I don't want to give Wizards or Hasbro any of my money anymore, but no judgment. It's supposed to be a really good fucking game.
So it's a licensed game. So it's.
I mean, yeah.
Like Larian paid for the license. I mean, Hasbro still gets cut.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely part of the deal.
So it's not it's too high quality for it to be a legit Hasbro produced product.
Oh god.
I thought it was cool that like Larian apparently wanted to make that game a long time ago, and they shot them down. They're like, no, hey, you guys just aren't big enough for us. So the Divinity games came out as like their proving ground. They're like, look what we did with Divinity Original Sin 2. And they're like, yeah, please make our game.
So now, do you want me to do it?
Spark, take a look at this subspace news article. Some fool blew his own face off while cleaning a loaded phaser.
Fascinating, Captain. Was it someone aboard the Enterprise?
No, Spark, it happened in Florida.
Our state's sweet because I did come prepared to Florida, which is getting real hard as we are election season.
Yeah,
every fucking headline is political.
Yep.
And it's
It's real obvious who it's about, too.
So headline number 1, Pastor... Oh, no, our states.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Florida, D.C., not a state, but a district, and Texas.
Wow.
Should-
I don't think we've ever had D.C.
Should
before.
have a
Florida,
rule
District
where
of
you
Columbia,
won't-
and Texas.
Where you won't repeat the states and just don't tell us, and then watch Doug and I try to fucking
Better remember what the... Don't repeat the states or the headlines.
Headline number 1.
See what we come up with.
Pastor alarmed after Trump-loving congregate deride Jesus' teachings as weak.
Oops.
Oh.
Oops.
Somebody did a fucky.
Yeah, chicken's coming home to roost.
Yep. It's
Chickens
cows are coming home to roost.
Headline number 2. Man arrested after posting his new Mercedes-Benz that he stole on Facebook.
Oh my fucking god.
Uh-huh.
Headline number 3. Parents demand poster featuring interracial hand-holding be removed from school after claiming their child was traumatized by it.
Oh. Yeah, my kid's all
Wow.
fucked up by that interracial hand-holding poster.
They said people should not be allowed to inflict their personal ideologies on their students. All because of a poster with interracial hand-holding.
Just die.
Yep.
Red Meat, you are our current champion.
Oh boy. Okay.
Mm.
Stolen Benz. Me and Lorenzo rolling in a Benzo.
Where's Lorenzo live?
Compton.
Oh, that's not
That's
one of the choices.
NWO song.
Is
I'll put that
Lorenzo
in-
from Florida.
I'll put that in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll put the hand holding in. That's gotta be Texas. And wait a second. Pastor. DC, that doesn't seem right, but I'll do it.
Huh?
That one's flipping me.
Dollar menu, which I guess... Well, no, they did have the dollar menu. Wendy's was the value menu.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a YouTube video on the rise and fall of dollar menus.
I saw that. That popped up in my feed. I didn't watch it though.
I haven't seen
It's
that
pretty
yet.
interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Alright, so I agree that the interracial hand-holding thing has to be Texas. Like, it's gotta be. There are too many black people in D.C.
DC, yes.
and Florida.
Yeah. Could be.
It could be Florida.
Florida,
I
maybe.
doubt it's D.C.
I can't imagine being DC.
Like, I mean, there's probably people that are that racist in D.C., but they're not going to be that open about it.
Yeah.
Anywho, I will put the preacher in Florida then, and the Benz in D.C.
All right. Oh, you gentlemen were both spot on with Texas,
Hey.
which means one of you went 3 for 3 and one of you went 1 for 3. Our winner, and still Butterweight champion,
Wow.
Red Meat.
It really
Man.
could have gone either way.
Yes,
But that was definitely fucking
Yeah.
Texas.
Oh yeah. that's
Florida was the Benz, DC was the Pastor, and Texas was
DC. Wow.
Yeah.
Was that a church that just popped up at January 7th because nobody left?
It was a pop-up church.
like we spent all our money to get here. We just live in DC now.
And motherfucker in the back's like, Jesus was a pussy.
Oh shit. We done fucked up.
Yep.
which brings us to the joke of the week. Gentlemen, why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Because if they didn't, they would be land gulls.
Incorrect.
That's where I went too.
No, if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels.
He has the bagels with wings flying around.
Funny joke.
It was a very funny joke.
But you cannot fuck around with
You're all washed up in this business.